Johnny, John and I, Aaron. And then we've had so many years to do it, and you've only been in it for a little more than a year. And so it was baptism by fire for Sam, where Brad kind of had a lot more time to
in that respect, we were able to, you know, give a couple pointers and hints, kind of what works. And Sam,
it's
obviously,
all hard draft for me, so that's all it is.
You seem to have really like absorbed and watched the videos to kind of get what you needed to do really, really fast. Like,
well, I had to stare at your guys' butts for a long time. So, trust me, if you see from behind the show, you know I got the robot down. But you guys
Sam was our drummer before we asked him to become a robot. Actually, I don't know if that's how it happened, but did you ask him? You asked us. We asked him?
we asked him to be a drummer for a big show, and he said no. And then we asked him again, and he said yes. So he caved, and then...
The one caveat is I don't want to be a effing robot.
And then I told him, hey Sam, here's a sketch of you as a robot. And he said, this is stupid. and then he said...
Now I'm a reindeer.
You're a robot now.
Oh yeah, robot.
Make me a robot.
Well, we needed to find someone to you know, fill the third robot stuff. You know,
We basically saw what we did, and you're like, I can do this. And, and you could. So, yeah. I think we've been spoiled with Sam because, like, we always thought he was hilarious, and like, I always thought he'd make a good robot. You know, he's an entertainer. You know, so.
I always thought he'd make a good robot compared to a human.
Yeah, true. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that we have the chemistry because it's been.
Okay, so we have an hour.
Okay. Well, it's been great to get some fresh energy, especially someone that's just from a different perspective. You know, he doesn't have all the years of bull that we had to go through. I mean, definitely we learned a lot, but you know, it was a harder path to forge the act out of nothing. Whereas you can come in and bring, you know, from a perspective that's a little different than ours.
Well, and I mean, sure that fan bots and anyone who's put on costume, anyone who's cosplayed can tell, you have to let go of a little bit of yourself and have a little bit of performer because you're looking like you don't look normal. You can stand out. You look like kind of a fool in some people's eyes. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with being kind of like a fool in some way. It's kind of the gesture syndrome. So.
But luckily, when you're a character, I mean, most people don't cosplay as themselves. So it's actually, most people expect that you're not going to be, you know, your shy, timid self if you're actually going all out with the character. Which, you know, I guess makes it easier. I always thought when I was doing like music theater and stuff in college that it was, I'm really shy in real life, but you get on stage and it's like, hey, I don't know these people, I'm just going to make a fool of myself. And I guess that's kind of how you have to approach it. And the more you do it, the more you get out there, the easier it becomes because, I mean, eventually you just stop caring. And we've had our share of trying to become humble, you know, with, I don't know, like we're both balding. We're all balding, so it's like, you know, we're definitely clowns at this point.
Yeah.
And we point out our flaws and stuff like that, so it's...
A great climber is definitely any acting class, I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, we're playing characters, and it's an acting job, and as soon as you can laugh at yourself, it becomes a lot easier. So, you know, getting over weight or, you know, physical features that might be unflattering, you know, once you laugh at yourself, I think it becomes a lot easier, and then people don't take you as serious, and you don't look as awkward.
Yeah, if Steam Power Draft was a serious band, I don't think it would work. One thing.
Stop laughing at our jokes,
Let's get into the makeup. I think that's a good touch on the movement, which I think is the most important part. That'll be the next step. Right?
You know, design-wise, like we're kind of limited because we're thinking of what's good for the triad. You know, so anything that we come up with is taking that into account. You're kind of free to create whatever you want. You know, they can be different color schemes. They can look really complicated. You know, what I add or what you add, we always have to balance it with each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a little more, a little less. I know when I first got my first Taylor costume, you guys looked awful. Well, it was with John. You know, like, it was like I was like, hey guys, you want one? And they're like, yeah. So it was like
we eventually did, but it
took some time. There's like a give and take, but you know, use that freedom to your advantage. You know, if you're just cosplaying, the sky's the limit. And I've definitely been inspired by seeing some of the different interpretations of robots, like just things I never would have thought of. So I don't know, have fun with it. You know, nothing is wrong. There's really no wrong way to do this. You just gotta have fun with it. That said, I think Hatchworth has a problem where your makeup's really dark, and in a lot of photos, I always have to go in and lighten your face up a little bit.
It's a bronze.
Yeah, the bronze is a lot.
Baby.
It's pretty darker makeup.
It was scary because it was like I kind of had to do the orange eyebrows in the clown look because I didn't want to do blackface. You know, it's like because once you get all bronze, you're like, oh my gosh, people are gonna throw tomatoes at me. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like that because it's all eyes and teeth and mustache when I do creepy stuff. You know, like, it's just like floating human parts. So.
But there's so much detail on your face, like it's almost a shame when there's a shadow with the hat and stuff on top of it.
Well, you found ways to brighten it up, right? So I mean, the orange helps a lot. What else do you do to kind of?
Well, from the get-go, I had to brighten it up, so I used obviously it's all my metal is an earth tone, and gold is yellow. It's kind of earthy as well. So I use gold as a highlight essentially, like it's capturing light, gives it a 3D look. Yeah, it just makes it pop.
I like it. I think when you showed me the gold the first time.
Well, and I like I'm an artist first, you know. I started drawing as soon as I got the mucous membrane off my body.
Wow.
I started drawing first, so what I really like is seeing the different reactions. So from a distance, I have pretty bold black lines to give the panels of my face a bump. When people get close, I can see like, what the heck? Like there's a lot of stuff going on when you get close. And it's kind of just so it's almost like two different things. So I like giving that sense of exploration to art in any way. So I like that in the makeup. There's like almost two different versions of the robot when you get up close.
Yeah, when I first saw Sam's makeup, it was just so weird because I've seen like how we developed. We started from something so simple, and it was like, and looking back at now, I'm like, wow, that was real stupid. But Sam came into it, and it was just like it was there. It was complete.
Oh yeah, the neck thing too.
All that stuff. I think Sam had the boost that he also was an artist beforehand. Is really good at shading and stuff like that. It just it lent itself well to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna not do it. You know what I'm saying?
You created that kind of a screw neck, which was a cool idea, and then we saw your neck, and we were like, I want a neck, so we started.
Yeah.
I want a neck.
We all got necks.
And it's the worst because that's like the worst part for me to shave is the neck. So it's like I have to plan my shaves out so I don't get a bunch of like hot burning makeup in my flesh. Flesh wounds. No, it's not that bad.
I think yours is the most complicated makeup out of all. It looks like a grueling process. I don't envy it.
It's not. It's just to my skill level.
I guess.
Just like yours. Yours is. I use a lot of tricks. I use like cross hatching is a trick to shading. I'm not going to sit there and take the pencil cross hatch and smudge it so it's a smooth thing. I do a lot of like. In my mind, I'm always trying to find the least amount of work for the most amount of wow.
Pizzazz.
I'm sure it's wow. Yeah, so I mean, it's just. I hope it looks impressive.
It's strange also because I would think that yours takes the longest time, but that's not the case.
I've got it down to shorter now. Actually.
Yeah. I used to take the longest. Now I'm the shortest, followed by Sam, I think. And you just take forever.
Well, and I'll back it up. Like my circles on my face are different sizes, but it's so much going on, and I'm just a kooky character.
That's good.
But Spine, he has to have it more symmetrical because people will find.
What is it about that? The hardest part is I have to put the black stuff on first, which I know we all do our outlines first and whatnot. But I do my outlines as close to the finished product as possible, and then I go in and paint the silver around all the black. If I could just do the silver and put the black on top of it, it would cut out at least an hour at a time. But yeah, the silver makeup just doesn't react well when you try to put something on top of it. You can I use some lipstick to shade some stuff around the face, but anything else just blends. I'm looking at you, but do you have the same problem with yours? It's because the minute you start putting like black, it's almost like the silver just kind of starts mixing with whatever you're trying to put on top of it. And that's what I find anyways. And so you constantly have to keep cleaning your brush, and you just can't do it unless you have something that's really creamy. But then that's not going to hold up very well.
It looks so simple, but it takes forever, right?
Yeah, it's not very complicated. I'm not an artist by any stretch of the means, like drawing or anything like that. It's a lot of coloring in the lines, and it takes forever. That's where the
You're better at the math.
which is why we see a lot of spine cosplayers out there too. I would imagine. Well, it
honestly
might be the simplest to approach. I think. I mean, you guys got a lot of designs going on, and mine are pretty like.
Yours is the best looking, I think, out of the robots because it's silver.
I would agree too.
When you think of a robot, it's like silver. Boom. It works so easily.
That's pretty much how it came to be when we were picking colors. It's like I want to be silver, and I think actually a few of us were silver in the beginning. I think John was blue.
John was blue. I was copper, but
yeah,
we had to choose colors that were probably not our first picks, like copper.
we could all have been silver.
We could have, but it presented a challenge. Like, how do we overcome this? And I didn't immediately start out doing the patina because for some reason it didn't occur to me. Originally, it was just kind of oily, but then when I started, thinking, well, I'd buy some green. I kept experimenting, putting some blue and stuff. Eventually,
You did a lot of like black, like almost like looked like oils leaking out.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, to this day, I think I've brought more of that back, but I really fell in love with the rust. It just looks really cool. So
I have a hard time doing that. I like a clean shape, and it's harder for me to imagine putting the rust on and stuff. So
it's also, as we develop our costumes, I've discovered the act is definitely looking more and more like a cartoon. So the detail that I used to do just doesn't seem to work anymore. It's so clean cut. So it's like when I do add those little bits, it almost has to look really simple from far away because I'm obsessed with detail. I can put little rivets and all this stuff, and I've really had to cut it back, especially when I added the big headdress because there's so many layers and stuff. It looks so complicated.
It works on multiple levels though too. Simplifying it is one thing, but also because most people see us from a distance, it also can hide some of the imperfections. Like by the time we get to a show, we've already been in makeup for a while. It doesn't look as good as it did when we started, but 10 feet away, things look okay. However, with fan bots or any robots characters that you might be going to a convention with, people are taking pictures of you like pretty close up and stuff. Hopefully, you're able to touch up in between. I know when I have to go do photos or something, I go into the bathroom and I always touch up. For me, I can touch up with like the black stuff, which is I can never touch up with silver because it takes too long to dry. But just make it dark.
It's usually the first things to go are the eyes, probably the lips, the neck probably too. It's like whatever it is, makeup won't stay on it.
Well, there's also for me it's the friction. Turning your neck with even just an open color eventually rubs it away. So the metallics actually are pretty waterproof when you set them with the alcohol solution. But when you're trying to do any other color, even with like a barrier spray, or if you even mix it with an alcohol solution that would set it, it still rubs away.